Welcome to the 15-Minute Financial Feast podcast, bringing you 15-minute segments to help you retire with purpose on time. We're serving up food for thought and bread for the head. Are you hungry to learn? Here are your hosts, Mark Triplett and Troy Westendorf.
Welcome to another episode of the 15-Minute Financial Feast. Today, you are listening to the audio from a live television interview where one of our favorite local news station anchors asked us questions about a financial topic on the minds of many hardworking folks in our community who are trying to make good decisions and get ahead.
All right, so inflation rose again in September, which means the Federal Reserve is likely to make more interest rate hikes. So joining us now with more details is Mark Triplett with Triplett-Westendorf Financial Group. And Mark, you have a bit of a breakdown here for us on how this inflation works and just some tips for people on how to navigate these higher costs.
Yeah, well, Chinooka inflation rose a little more than expected in the month of September. Year-over-year inflation was 8.2%, and that's on the whole. But really, if you break it down, food prices were up 11.2%, energy costs almost up 20%. And this is more than what economists were kind of expecting, and Wall Street did not react well to that. And it's probably because they're expecting the Fed to continue this march towards higher interest rates. There's no sign of slowing down. They are committed to getting inflation back to a 2% target. Now, whether it will be a 50 basis point hike or a 75 basis point hike coming up at their next meeting in November, who knows? But at this point, that's what really made Wall Street kind of sell off at the the conclusion of that last week when those inflation numbers came out.
And of course, when we talk about inflation and you see these numbers continue to rise, you think about the everyday person. How can they just make tweaks here and there to kind of not necessarily keep up with this, but to get through these tough times?
So first of all, the economy goes through cycles, and we're going to see this time and again. That could happen every 6.5 to 10 years. So these type of periods are going to happen. Now, this type of inflation we're seeing right now is a little extraordinary, but we also had a period of inflation near zero. So I think this is just kind of the economy snapping back to where it should be. I would say, number one, stay invested right now. The last thing you want to do is hold cash, because when you're holding on to cash, you're locking in a loss. I mean, your money from a year ago to today, $1 in the bank is worth about 92 cents what it was a year ago. Generally speaking, historically, investing in a very well-diversified portfolio of stocks. Remember, these are companies that make products or offer services that people need or want to buy. It's one of the best places to be to stave off inflation. So working with a financial planner to make sure that you stay on course and continue that even when things don't feel good, when the market doesn't really feel good, that's when real investors take advantage of these opportunities. Also, update your spending plan. You're paying more for just about everything that you buy, so your spending plan from a year ago probably needs to be updated with what it actually costs to maintain your lifestyle today, so you can appropriately adjust that for inflation and taxes going forward. And then, last, I would say, meet with a financial professional who can help guide you to and through this. Somebody who can help you determine, are you on track or are you off track? If you're off track, coming up with some actionable items that you can take in order to get yourself back on track and then guide you through that. So those are things that I would say, start doing right away.
Yeah, and for people who may be looking for some resources right now, Mark, how can they get in touch with you or kind of just see what you all can offer them with all of this?
Sure. Well, we just freshened up our website, and you can check us out at Triplett-Westendorf.com. Look at our PT5 retirement plan screening. That's our 5 steps to financial success. And last but not least, I'd say, we don't know when inflation is going to tail off. It's a supply and demand issue. Right now we've got a lot of demand, low supply, a lot of dollars chasing after goods and services. But this is just part of the economic cycle, and just be prepared when you're planning. Make sure that you're accounting for this type of economic cycle for years to come. And this could happen, especially somebody who's planning for retirement. It could happen 2-3 times in a retirement period. So it's just one of those things that we plan for.
All right, all very important information, and that website is right there at the bottom of your screen. Thank you so much, Mark, for joining us, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Chinu.
You've been listening to the 15-Minute Financial Feast podcast. Remember, every dollar has a purpose and every dollar has a timeline. If you have questions about today's topic, schedule a call with a team member. Visit www.mypt5.com. Until next time, be sure you're taking steps to retire with purpose on time. Mark Triplett is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Nothing contained in this program should be considered an offer to buy or sell securities. Different investments have different risks associated with them, and not all investments are appropriate for all investors.